Hello and welcome back to this Red Rains Gauntlet. This is going to be the first game that we play against the Frostwild Scourge, which is notoriously one of the most difficult chimera in the game. It's kind of interesting. I think that, I was a part of the playtest team whenever Frostwild was being developed, and some of the early feedback that we were getting from Red Rains mode and Chimera number one, the Corpse of Virus was was really fun, is really interesting and stuff, but like maybe just a little too easy. At least from you know veteran Ashes players, I think a lot of people thought it was just a little too easy. There was reasons for that. I think we talked about this when we were playing the campaign before, which was, that level 3 ult kind of not really doing anything. And some of the behaviors being kind of like, I don't know, sometimes they're not super impactful. There was some units like Constrict, which, you could dodge the downside of it pretty easily. You could put exhaustion tokens on ready spells, like extra copies of ready spells, or on things that are already exhausted that you're never, you're not going to use. You could put an exhaustion token on an alteration spell that's attached to a unit, which, means that it essentially does nothing. So there was a lot of like little things that I think we were learning about having, it was the first design, and like we were when in testing and stuff, we were trying to figure out still like how this works, like how do you make a good chimera, what makes for a good chimera. And so like we really want, I know that during playtesting we talked a lot about like amping up the difficulty a bit, and I think that the result with Frostwild Scourge is that the difficulty was like pushed a little bit too far in the other direction, because Scourge is like very intense, is very, very strong. The 40 health is kind of like a lot. I don't think that Nick ever did that again with any of the other Chimera, like push the health that high. And like all of the stuff it does is just insane. There's a lot of really, really strong aspects in here. Stun as a condition is just very, very strong, and like kind of in an unfun way for a lot of people. It just like means you can't play the game sometimes. So this is like a tough chimera. I think Lark, one of the community members and playtesters, did like a ranking, like going through all the chimera, all the aspects, playing precons against them, and like tried to get values, like an actual like statistical analysis of how hard different chimera are, and I think Scourge is towards the top. So all that said, I think this is going to be a tough one, and if we're doing this gauntlet in the way that I talked about in the last video, which was like I can't reuse any precons that I've already used, so at this point, Jessa's precon, and actually I'm gonna go ahead and like over here I'll find these and I will remove them. I wish these were in any kind of order. Someone should tell the guy who does this to fix it. But I'm gonna delete the precons that I've already used. So like Jessa is gone, and Leo, where's Leo? Leo is gone. And I think the last one we pulled from was, oh crap. Oh no, what was it? What was the last one? We brought in, was it a Red Rains one? Oh, was it Rin's? I think it was Rin's precon, right? Because we brought in, yeah, hang on. Let's see, what cards did we bring in? Frostfang. Yeah. We brought in Frostfang and Ice Trap, right? Which Ice Trap, that is a heck of a card to get rid of early. Where are all the Ice Traps? There they are. Ice Trap is a heck of a card to get rid of early. because that card is really useful in Red Rains just all across the board. So we're going to delete Rin's deck too. So those 3 decks are gone. We can no longer use them. But here we're kicking things off. I'm going to start with Rin's Red Rains Precon. Why am I doing that? Well, because Rin has this card called Shattering Fist. And it's a side action, 1 die action spell, which says discard an alteration spell attached to a unit you control to place 3 wounds on a target unit an opponent controls. And this card alone is super, super useful against Scourge because it gets rid of all these stuns. Instead of having to unstun by lowering non-basic dice in our pool, we can just turn those into removal, which is huge, huge, really, really strong. I think Rin has the best kind of way to play against some of Scourge's strongest stuff. Now that said, this Scourge, like the Scourge precon or the Red Rains precon for Scourge, does kind of have a naturally bad matchup against Scourge because it's really side action heavy. There's a lot of side action stuff in here. You've got Clashing Tempers, Will to Survive, Wallop, Rin's Shattering Fist, Rin's ability, Adaptodon has a side action. So there's tons of side actions. There's a decent amount of like power sides you need for Frostfrog, Wallop, Emberheart. So you need to meditate, you need a lot of sides. And all this, the stuns just kind of add on to that, and you can kind of run out of action economy to be able to use sides to do things. It can kind of lock you out of playing your stuff. So what I'm looking for in this deck as we go through this campaign, like first off, game 1, I think we're going to need one of the weaknesses of this deck is that there's a lot of alterations, but there's only 2 books and there's not a lot of allies. So the first thing I'm going to be looking at doing is adding some allies to this deck, and I'm going to use my heroic deck build, which you get at the start of a heroic campaign. You get to add 1 playset of a card, of a single card from anything to your deck. So I'm going to be looking at like what is an ally that I can add that would help with this. And then get through this first game, get through the first game. Second game, I'm going to be looking at how do I make my action economy better, and how do I reduce my need to meditate, and give myself like more main actions and stuff. And then third game is really going to be just, I need board wipes. I need ways to get out of threat 7 situations. But the thing is, unlike Corpse, which, at threat 7 and getting to those higher ults and stuff, like it ramps up fast with threat 7. It's hard to get rid of every aspect, so they end up like getting to their ultimates faster. When Corpse gets to his 3rd level, it's kind of a sigh of relief type of situation. You can just kind of sit back a little bit. When Scourge gets to his 3rd level, we're in trouble. Like, this is going to hurt us a lot more. So, anyway, all that said, let's figure out what card we want in here. So, I want to pick an ally that can make good use of these alterations. So we got, Wallet +2 attack, Will to Survive, +1 life, +1 attack. The Clashing Tempers is really best if you can get it multiple units out. Red Flower, remove all tokens from a target unit you control with 1 or more status tokens on him, or alteration spells attached. If 3 or more removed, deal 1 to a target unit opponent controls. So this is like a refresh. Red Flower and Emberheart work together fairly well. Emberheart kind of combos with all this stuff. Jungle Forager goes and finds these, but I need probably some other unit, some other ally that can take these alterations well, make good use of them. So For that, I am going to switch over to ashes.live. So give me just a second here to pull it up. I forgot to do so before I started recording. So let's pull up ashes.live. There we go. And we're looking, I mean, we can pull from any color. We don't have to play mono nature. But let's just look within nature real quick. Because, again, the less I have to meditate, the better. And if I can stay mono nature for a little bit, that could work out pretty well. So we can't take Frostfang. Frostfang is off limits because that precon is gone. So our options are Sleeping Bear, Raptor Herder, Pain Shaman, if we want to stay mono nature. I actually really like Pain Shaman. Let's see, what... Oh, that's King of Titans. Ooh, okay. I forgot. So here's the thing. I really like Pain Shaman for this. I think it could be really, really strong. I think 2 nature, it's a 1/3. It can hold alterations really well. It's got a nice come into play ability. It's not going to require as much meditation because it doesn't have any power costs. This would be a good choice. However, I really want to save Xander's precon for a later campaign. I want this to be a starting deck for a later campaign. So I don't want to take Pain Shaman. Sleeping Bear coming in exhausted is not nearly as bad in this game mode as it is in other game modes. Because the Chimera will just sink useless attacks into it. And actually, let me read stun real quick because it says, yeah, so if Sleeping Bear gets exhausted, gets a stun attached to it, it says the attached card is considered to be exhausted. It comes into play exhausted already, so that's kind of like it doesn't matter too much. I can let it eat a stun. It won't be countering is the problem. It's an interesting choice. Like Sleeping Bear could just like hold on to alterations for me till I move them over with Emberheart. Like you could get the on play effects from the adaptations on Sleeping Bear and then move them over to Emberheart. That's an idea. Raptor Herder is also King of Titans, sadly. So, what do? We probably don't stay in nature. That's the thing. Okay, so what if we say includes nature? What else do we have here? Huntmaster becomes an option. I do really like Huntmaster quite a bit. I like that it comes in with the Panther Spirit, gives me more bodies. Way Among Wolves. Am I gonna want Koji here? Fighter's pretty solid. Big Look Creeper. I think Koji's got a pretty good deck. I might want to use that at some point. Gornrock Brawler is really interesting in this because 6 or more tokens of any type on this unit. Remove all tokens from this unit and then revive it. He's really strong in this mode, or can be really strong. Don't we have a thing? Yeah, I mean, Red Flower is kind of... Yeah. I don't know, though. I think I'd want him in a deck that can put status tokens on it. Not just his own ability. Also, he's kind of expensive. Okay, we might have to look outside. Well, either we look outside nature entirely, or we just grab another ready spell. That's another option. If we just go for another ready spell, let's see. I mean, Rin's deck is gone. We can't use Frostback Bear. Or Ice Golem. This is harder than I thought. What about Ember Root Lizard? Ember Root Lizard. Status token. Yeah, we don't have a way to put status tokens. Okay. Don't think I like that. Fighter is probably fine, although it does use Koji's deck. Do I care? We were going to use Koji's deck for Sleeping Bear, potentially. Huntmaster. A lot of stuff I like in that. I might save Koji's deck for the next thing, maybe? I don't know. Let's just look at all allies. Yeah, Beast Tamer's gone. Can't use that. Could pull from one of the new decks. Let's see. Crystal Archer's a really good choice, but it's double. It's 2 magic types. I don't really want 2 magic types. I'd rather just dip into 1. I think we might have to go for a book instead. Yeah, we might have to go for a book instead. Because I need like something that's like a class basic would be great. Bastion Badger? Honestly, don't hate Bastion Badger. I'm not a big fan of the Red Rains Charm deck, just in general. I wasn't planning on using this for very much. Bastion Badger could be interesting. We could splash 2 charm so that we have a charm die to use with his ability. But honestly, I don't even think we need his ability because he's going to have other alterations on him. It's just a 1/3 unit guard. Let's just do that. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I want to move along with actual gameplay. And if we hate him later, we can use our full deck builds and we will just take him out. But let's just see how this goes. Bastion Badger. This is forcing me to do some stuff that I don't like, think about things in a way that I don't normally have to think about when playing this game mode. And we only pull 1 card out for this too. So what do we want 1 less of? Probably Red Flower. Yeah, we'll take 1 Red Flower out. So the thing is, wait. Maybe not Red Flower. Maybe, like Adapto Book. We're not gonna summon 3 Adaptons in a round. Okay. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Glaciate. I forgot to talk about this, but this card is insanely strong in this game mode. Because you can put it on your own unit and it prevents damage from being dealt to it. And so it exhausts your unit, but you can just let it sit there and tank forever, basically. So we don't want to get rid of those. Those are pretty good. All right, I think I'm down to just play this. What's our first 5? Let's go Badger. Let me get color selected. Okay, Badger. Actually, here, I didn't show this before, but this is one way that I really like to lay out first 5s, is just take the dice you're using and put them on there. So Badger, Adapto, Frog, Emberheart, Forager, which leaves 1 die left. We could grab a Will to Survive or a Wallop with Forager. Or if we want to start with one less, like we don't have to play Jungle Forager. We could go Shattering Fist. So Badger, Adaptodon, Frostfrog, Emberheart, Shattering Fist, and then just a ping. Have a frog die open. Or we could go Clashing Tempers. Clashing Tempers. We want something that we'll be able to put on Bastion Badger and then move off of it onto Emberheart or something. I kind of like this. I like Clashing Tempers a lot. It does require that we have 2 units up to use it, but so Glaciate's another good one to start with. Let's just go 3 book, Emberheart, and the Life Drain too. I do like Forager. It's a little flexible, but not quite as flexible as I want, like in a constructed deck. Let's just go Shattering Fist, I think is the most generically good option. Oh, forgot to shuffle face down. That, reroll our dice. Terrible roll. Atrocious, actually. All right, let's start this game. Let's do it. First things first, let's get Adaptodon out. I think Adaptodon is like kind of our main build around guy. And then we're gonna need to med at least 2. But I don't want to med too quickly. I do want to do it like while I have side actions just sitting around, but this also has a lot of things that require me to spin dice down. I don't know. We'll just med 2. Both Wallops. And then let's see what the Chimera does. Oh, did I even turn this back? Okay, I did. I turned it back to the game. Okay, sorry about that. I wasn't sure if I was recording the right window because I don't have a way to monitor. I'm on the one monitor. But anyway, we got a Rage die, and then we got a 5, which is Reveal and Attack. Yep. So I take 2. Crushing Grip. The opposing player's leftmost unit is considered to be exhausted. I'm glad this actually attacked first because now that ability is not active. That's kind of important. Oh, I forgot to mention too, we're playing against the Mighty aspect first. We're saving the Storm aspect second because Storm is generally, I think, considered like a lot stronger, a lot harder to beat. We're playing against Mighty first. Okay. So do we put something down for rush attackers? Or do we just keep putting our books down? I kind of want to save Adaptodon because I can main, then side, put a fire adept on it and like ping something. I don't want to ping the unit that's already exhausted. So let's put our Bastion Badger book down. No side. 8 is reveal and attach a vigor. So we reveal a Giant's Might, which is a 1/3 2-blood center draw. When this unit comes into play, attach a number of vigor, conjured, alteration spells to it equal to the Chimera's current phase. And it's got gigantic 2, so I can't block it with units that have a life value of 2 or less. So let's go ahead and get a couple vigors out. 1 from the ability, 1 from the behavior. And he's mad now. He's a 3/3. Actually think I do wish that I had grabbed a second charm die for the Bastion Badger now. I do kind of wish that. I think I'm gonna summon Bastion Badger. Oh, I need to meditate. Shoot. Oh man, I should have done that earlier. Okay, well, med, and then we'll summon Bastion Badger. Put him over here. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I should have meted last turn to get that charm die so that I could attach an ice buff to this. But we're just gonna have to deal with it. That's a 10, which is attach a stun to the rightmost unexhausted unit and reveal. So the Bastion Badger is stunned now. And we get a charged fist, or a charge fist. Comes in with 3 tokens on it. So start of the turn, we remove a token from it, and if it's the last token on the unit, we deal 3 to the opposing player's Phoenixborn and reroll all non-basic dice in their active pool. 2, 2, 1. That needs to die. For obvious reasons, that must perish. So let's go Adaptodon. We'll get Adaptodon out here. And then we're going to immediately adapt. We'll go get a fire adaptation. Put it on here. So Adaptodon comes in as a 1/2. I can attach a fire or an ice adept with his side action. I'm attaching a fire adept, which gives him +1 attack and deals 1 damage. Deal 1 damage here. This guy. Alright, so his turn. Remove a status token. And we get another power die. Attach a vigor. Reveal, attach a vigor. Okay. We revealed a Warcry. After this aspect is, or an adjacent aspect is declared as an attacker, attach a vigor to the attacker. So that's a, 2/4 that buffs the things around it. Not great either. So I think I want to summon my Emberheart now. Yeah, we'll play Emberheart. A 1, 2, 3. He's gonna grab the fire adaptation off of Adaptodon. When he comes into play, he can take an adaptation or an alteration from another unit and attach it to him. So he gets +1 attack, or she rather gets +1 attack, and then deal 1. And we're gonna kill this charge fist before he can do anything. Super important that that thing dies. And then I still have a side action actually. I think I'm just going to use Adaptodon's side. And we'll get the other fire adaptation out. Put it on him. Deal 1 to this thing so that it will die to... Well, actually, it dies to Emberheart. So maybe I put it here instead. I'll put it in the Giant's Might. Because now the Giant's Might can die to Adaptodon. Although Giant's Might can also die to Shattering Fist. Maybe I put it here. Crushing Grip. Just trying to min-max this a little bit. Okay, let's see what he does. Oh, that's a 12. Okay, well, Red Rains token. Reveal. Wild Throw. When this unit comes into play, attach a stun to the target player's leftmost unit and reposition that unit to the right of their rightmost unit. So, stun to the target opposing player's target leftmost. This already has a stun, so it can't be a targeted. I'm trying to remember. I think that means it just dodges. Like I dodged this because it says it's targeting the leftmost unit, and it doesn't say leftmost unit without a stun. It just says leftmost unit. So I think this is already stunned. It can't be stunned again. So this whiffs. But I think it does still reposition the Bastion Badger, if I'm not mistaken. That's just done to it and reposition that unit. Yeah. So I think this does actually get moved here. We're okay with that. It's not a big deal. Actually, that kind of works out in my favor. I kind of regret attaching the adaptation here. I should have waited so I could hit the wild throw. I kind of forgot what all of this Chimera's cards are. I should have researched that before we started playing and reminded myself, but yeah, here we are. The thing is, though, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have a die left over anyway, so I think I'm just gonna frog ping the wild throw and kill it. And then my main action will be to put a frost frog book down. All right, he's attacking now. 3 attack coming in, and we're going to probably just let it hit us in the face. I don't know. I like that. It would have to be Emberheart, and we want to save Emberheart for Warcry because it has 4 attack. We can't block with Badger. We can't block with Adaptodon, so I think we just take 3. Yeah. Ouch. That's okay. We should be fine. We're going to clean this up pretty well. So now I need to med 1. And we'll summon a Frost Frog. Let's go ahead and grab one of those. Frost Frog! Yeah, he's a little 1/1. When you attack with him, you can add 1 to his attack, or you can put an exhaustion token on a unit that has a life value of 1 or less. Nice little card here. Then he's going to attack with the... Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot something on the last turn. I forgot that when this thing is declared as an attacker, it gets another vigor attached to it. Well, we're not going to walk it back. We'll just put a vigor on him, another one, and then he hits us for 4 instead of 3. That's actually kind of a big deal. That sucks. Now he's going to attack. He gets +1. He gets a vigor as well. I'm not going to put it on there. We'll just remember. And he attacks for 3. We're going to block here with Emberheart. So 4 damage. Kills this. Emberheart takes 3. Excuse me. And rage happens. When this unit is destroyed, reroll 1 basic rage die. There was 2 vigor on him. So we reroll 2 basic rage dice. 1 power side. Alright, Chimera passes. Now it's time to clean up the board a little bit. So we'll go ahead and use Shattering Fist. We'll discard this stun off of Bastion Badger. Deal 3 damage here. Kill Crushing, or the Giant's Might. Does 2 blood, and then we have to reroll 3 rage dice. That is an inexhaustible ability. So reroll 1, 2, 3. Okay, all basics, nice. Chimera passes again. And we're going to use Rin to put an ice buff on something. Probably the Emberheart. I want the Emberheart living. And then let's go ahead and attack with Bastion Badger. Do you guard it? You do. Okay, so you take 1. That's fine. He passes again. We'll attack with the Frost Frog. Okay, that is a kill. Take 1 damage. And then we'll attack with these 2. So 1, 2, +4, 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're done. So, pretty good round. We cleared all 5 aspects, dealt quite a bit of damage. We have a massive board. We're feeling good here. So, let's recover 2 from the Ember Heart. Take 1 exhaustion token off every card. We'll replenish aspects. 1, 2, 3, 5. No red rain tokens go on. First player token passes. We reroll our dice. We draw 5 cards. We start a new round. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, that roll sucked again. Jeez. Let's see. We drew we drew no allies, which means we can only summon 3 units this turn. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. I also forgot to mention too, like losing 6 life in round 1, not ideal. That's like a third of our life gone, but it's also not terrible. 7. Reveal, attach a vigor. Okay, sweeping strike. This is one of the big ones. He's kind of terrifying. So he's a 3/3. He attacks right as after he destroys a unit an opponent controls. By attacking, we resolve the following ability X times with X equal this attack value. It says that opponent must place 1 wound token on their Phoenixborn or rightmost unit. So he comes in, kills something with like 3 overkill. Pretty good. And he's attacking for 4. So pretty big yikes. With this red flower, one or more status or alteration spells. Kind of like attacking with the Ember Heart, because we have this red flower, we can just refresh it and do some damage with them. And we can even get some life back if we use Will to Survive, which I kind of love that. So let's go Will to Survive. This Ember Heart is going to get massive. He's going to be so tall. And we'll attack here, and we'll see if the Chimera guards. It's a 4. So no guard. So that's, I'm attacking it for 3, 4, 5 as 4 life. Wait, I didn't think about that. I didn't think that through. No, it has 5. That's right. 4, 5 for my buff, 6. So 5 life points remaining, which is just enough. This guy will go to 5 damage on Ember Heart, and he's exhausted. I kill this. I'm going to deal 2 damage, and I'm going to life drain, remove 1 from my Phoenixborn. We do have to process this Vigor. That's another Red Rains token. But yeah, that was a huge attack. That was great. And now, if he lives, we Red Flower next turn, and he comes completely refreshed. Huge. If he lives. 10 is attach a stun to the rightmost unexhausted unit. Okay, Frostfrog is stunned. Then we're going to reveal a War Cry. Okay, cool. Well, guess what? Red Flower. Boom. 2 dice. Remove all tokens from a target unit that has an alteration spell. If 3 or more removed, deal 1 damage to a target unit. So we're removing 5 wounds and an exhaust from this massive Ember Heart. And yeah, that's incredible. And we can also side action, which I kind of want to put. I could put another ice buff down. Or I could side action, get this stun off. Or I could Clashing Tempers. Or actually just wall up on the Bastion Badger. Yeah, that's sick. Oh wait, I can't do that. I don't have a power die. Womp. Maybe I should just med. Yeah, I'm just gonna med. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't like seeing that. That sucks. Okay, so red flower, med 3. Let's see what he does. Red Rains. 4 is attack if able, if not reveal. So he attacks with a vigor, but he's gonna die. He's got 3 life. I just want to block with the Adaptodon so I can summon a new Adaptodon with a new fire adaptation. I don't mind losing the Adaptodon here. Not really. Do I? I don't think so. Could just block with Emberheart again too. Emberheart's got a bajillion life. Yeah, let's just block with Emberheart. We kill it. Emberheart takes 2 damage. It's alert. It literally does not care. And then we're gonna deal 2 to the Chimera and re-roll a rage die. That is another rage. Okay, yeah, not a problem at all. Okay. Don't like that we're only 3 away from an ult. Can destroy my leftmost unit when that happens. How much life? 22 life. We have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage on the table with 3 aspects remaining. Honestly, could just attack for a ton with the Emberheart. It can just keep eating stuff too, though. Ice buff, let it eat another attack. Summon another Bastion Badger. Have the unit guards available. You know what? Let's do that. Let's summon another Bastion Badger. And then we'll put a wallop on him. Now it's a 3/3 unit guard. I quite like that. I think we're... Oh, geez. I was just about to say I think we're crushing it, but we just got a 12. So, that's an ult. Let's see what it does here. Destroy the leftmost unit. Attach a stun to all units and Phoenixborn. This is why this... This is why this guy sucks to fight. This is why. 2, 3, 4. Because this gets stunned, this gets stunned, this gets stunned, and this gets stunned. I'm gonna put it down here. Everything is stunned. And then it moves up here. So that was a Red Rains token, so we reveal. And now we have this charge to deal with. That we have no units available. So we have to start unstunning like crazy. So we're gonna unstun our Emberheart for sure. That has to happen. Just put this over here. We have to lower a die. Do so. I think I'm just gonna lower class die down. And then main action. Main action what? Main action. Could just main action attack, honestly. Because this thing's gonna sit here and eat attacks even if it's exhausted. It probably won't even die. Just attack for 3, 4, 5. I don't want to summon. Do I want to summon another unit? Could summon another Adaptodon. Yeah, let's just summon Adaptodon. Right? Summon Adaptodon. Set up a Clashing Tempers. Set up his thing. Okay. Token. 8. Deal 1 damage. Dude, this Chimera is cracked. Why did we do this? Deal 1 damage to all exhausted units and exhausted Phoenix Spawn that player controls. 1, 2, 3. This is dead. 4. Frost Frog just dead. Like, that kind of AoE is nuts. And then reveal. Wild Throw. Stun the leftmost, move it to the right. Yep. Stun. It's the, Okay, this is what happens. You think you're in control, and then, like, stun cascading and all this kind of stuff, and suddenly you're just really not in control. I could ping that away, and then attack. I think I like that. Let's play Clashing Tempers. Go ahead and get Ice and a Fire Adapt. A Fire Adapt. Go. We'll go Fire on the Adaptodon. Ice on the Badger, maybe? On the good Badger? Strong Badger? Exhaustion token, attack value, we're not, that one's not going to happen. That's just life. Oops. Yeah, that doesn't happen. But the Fire Adapt, or here, does happen. We ping this and it dies. Deal 1. And then we're going to attack this. And you are going to not block. So Charged Fist is dead. Adaptodon is dead. He takes 1. And then it's Chimera's turn. Rage. 5. Reveal and attack with it. Oh, well, I have no blockers. Oh my goodness. Wait. Hold on. Emberheart can just eat that? 4, 5, 6 life. It could totally just eat 3 damage. Not a problem at all. So it actually doesn't get the destroy effect off either. Sweet. Yay. Okay, so now oh shoot, what'd I do? I'm so dumb. I don't have basic dice to get rid of my stuns. Why did I spend it on the Clashing Tempers? I have to pass. Oh my gosh, that is so bad. I need a drink of water. I forgot that I need the dice to unstun. Okay, well, can't really do anything about it now. This doesn't go away either, that's the thing. Okie dokie. So, let's process this. He doesn't recover. He doesn't recover. He recovers 2. We'll get the exhaustion tokens off. Those. We're gonna refill. 2, 3, 4. 1 token on. I get the first player token this turn. We're gonna re-roll. I want to discard this because I want Shattering Fist. No! And then now it's my turn. Okay, unstun and attack. That's like my whole thing here. Unstun and attack. Yeah, well, maybe not actually, because that would kill my Emberheart. Just play another Emberheart. I don't want to do that yet. I want to wait. I can trade it in a Badger. I don't mind trading in a Badger. That's totally fine. So let's grab this stun off of this. Unstun we will drop nature die. Attack here. 7, we trade. Okay. It's not bad. Hedger goes away. Wallop goes away. This buff goes away. Move this over. I forgot how, like, tall everything is in this matchup. Everything has so many alterations on it. Alright. 4 is reveal and attack with it. Well, that's getting attacked. I guess could block that. Or I just let it eat the attack. I don't want that. I don't want it to eat the attack. I'll take 2. 2 is pretty low, actually, to take on a PB block against this Chimera. Alright, we're unstunning again. Let's unstun here. And honestly, with him at 3 life, I'm really tempted to just get an attack in on the Chimera. But we don't have any refresh. I just start reusing adaptation. The 2 bloods are happening way later. I don't want him to get re-stunned and then not be able to use them. Let's just attack. 3, 4, 5 damage to the Chimera. That's worth it. That's worth it. We'll be okay. Yeah, unstun and then attack. Yeah. Okay. 1. Reveal. Easy. Charged Fist is out. You need to deal with that. That's something I want to kill ASAP. Let's play another Ember Heart. 1 dice. We're gonna pull the fire adaptation off of this Ember Heart. Put it on this one. They're getting stacked really weird. Deal 1 damage here. And then side action. Clashing Temper. Well, I don't know if I want to Clashing Tempers because I need that other fire adept for the Adaptodon. So side action, probably just unstun. I'm gonna have to med a lot. Okay. Let's get rid of the status token there. And what next? Another 1. Hey, okay. Giant's Might. It gets 2 vigor. 1, 2. Okay, well I want that dead. That's a 3/3. I guess I could just block, jump block with that. No biggie. So now we Adaptodon. We Adaptodon. Adaptodon with the fire. Excuse me. Killing the Charged Fist. I'll let you go off, that's for sure. 1. 10 is stun the rightmost. Exhausted. Okay, it's all attacks now. We are probably okay. I think we're okay now. I think we're okay now. I just want, I'm gonna put the jungle guy. Oh, hang on, I need a med. Yeah, we're not gonna use this Frostwrog book. We're not gonna play both. Well, we might play both jungle foragers, right? Actually, I want the Frostwrog book. We're gonna get rid of 1 jungle forager, 1 card off the top. 2, 3, 4, So I meted 4 times. We're going to put the Jungle Forager out. We're going to search our 5-card deck for an alteration. That's scary. There's only 4 cards in there. And then we're going to let him attack. And Emberheart is going to tank 3. Kill him. Kill him dead. We need to reroll 2 basic. That is making my eyes hurt. That do that. Okay. Reroll 2 basic. 0. No. Okay. He's attacking the Jungle Forager. And we let it happen. He dies. He chump blocked. We do have to put 3 wounds on the rightmost unit or Phoenix Spawn. 1, 2, 3 wounds on my face. Okay. So, unstun the Adaptodon. And then we'll have Emberheart. Wait, hang on. How much damage do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Okay, so let's just attack for 4. Attack face for 4. Wait, do we have enough? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we just win then. Yeah, there's no defenders. We guarantee win. So we're going to attack for 4 with Emberheart. 1, 2, 4. Next turn, we will to survive here. Attack for 3 with Adaptodon. 1, 2, 3. Next turn, attack for 1 with Bastion Badger. Then we play a Frog Book. Forgot to pay for that. Summon a frog. Summon a frog. 2 frogs is plenty of damage. Actually, it would have been 2 extra. So actually, we win. We just go face and kill him. But I hope that you can see already how much harder this is than Corpse of Veros. Like, this was closer to the danger level of like a game 2 or even a 7 threat corpse in a lot of ways. And it's only threat 5. We're not even close. And next game is against Storm, and Storm is honestly kind of worse in a lot of ways. It's going to hurt us a lot worse. That said, Emberheart is such a beast and can really put in just a ton of work in this deck. Just tanking, killing units. This Emberheart didn't die from the first round. It just kept getting beefed up and used again and again. So yeah, this deck can put in a ton of work. But yeah, it is scary. Like, I cannot believe that I forgot to leave dice up for stun. That's something that I must not forget at higher difficulties. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind because, man, if he ults and stuns the whole board, and then you forget to leave dice up, you can go a whole round. Like, fortunately, that was near the end of the round. But you can end up going a whole round with, like, you know, like maybe 3 aspects left unrevealed or something if you spend your dice too fast and you can't unstun anything. So, yeah, that's a big yikes. What about next game? Like, what am I thinking for next game? Well, if we come back over and go back to the browser, pull up ashes.live. Let's go to precons. Is on here? Yep. Okay. So if we go back here and we go to, like, one thing I immediately thought about is the Goron Rock Survivors. So we were already looking at this a little bit earlier. Like, for some stuff, we were thinking, like, okay, Goron Rock Brawler could be pretty sick. Maybe we could do something with that. Maybe we can, I mean, there's some good, I mean, there's more alterations. We don't really need more alterations. But Goron Rock Brawler is pretty good. Ember Root Lizard can be good if we get status token thing. Whatever. But, wait, hold on. Is this even the right deck that I'm thinking about? No. What deck am I thinking? Oh, I'm sorry. Ignore what I just said. In fact, I might cut that out. I'm gonna cut that out. Or I'll leave it in just to show that I'm an idiot. What I meant is Jericho. So I forgot which deck Accelerate was in, and I was thinking of Adrenaline Rush from Lulu. Not the same thing. That wasn't even the right deck. Okay, anyway, so Accelerate. This card could be so good against Storm in particular, but against Scourge, because it gives us card draw, it gives us dice fixing, which is hugely important, and it gives us additional side actions to get rid of those stuns and use my side action abilities. I think Accelerate is exactly the kind of card I'm looking for to beat this guy. And there's honestly, I don't want Jericho as a starting deck. Turtle Guard is like basically one of those. It's one of those cards that kind of just breaks the game in this game mode. It's absurdly strong, and I'd be happy to take that in this deck too. And I probably will. If I go for Accelerate, I'm gonna put a Turtle Guard book in. Like, Turtle Guard is just crazy, crazy strong, especially against this one, because it has an inexhaustible ability. It says withdraw while this unit is exhausted. Stun exhausts it. Prevent all damage dealt to it from being received. So it can just sit there in the corner, tanking stuns and hits and all that other stuff. So I think for next match, I think a Turtle Guard book, 3 Accelerate, and then maybe some Outmatch or Flash Strike, either one. But Outmatch, I think, is really good. After your opponent declares attackers, add 4 to the attack value of a target unit. That could let units like, a Naked Adaptodon or Frost Frog trade up with like 4 life units, 5 life units, so on. There aren't any 5 lives. Spoiler, there aren't any 5 lives in that deck, but there's 4 lives. So I think that this would be a excellent deck to build into. And I think I'm going to do that. So next game, we're going to pull in some Jericho cards in here. We'll pull in some time dice. We may or may not keep the Bastion Badger. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. He put in decent work. Just a 3 body's pretty good, but we'll see. But anyway, there's game 1, and I hope you enjoyed that, and then I hope you enjoyed seeing my stupid mistakes, and then hopefully I make less mistakes as we go into the Frostwild Scourge, one of the hardest Chimera in the game. Anyway, next time, guys.